Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I created a Canvas text messenger tool with Python, which basically uses the Canvas API to grab my grades from Canvas, and then it uses a text messaging API to send those grades to my phone. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to automate this so that this Python script will run twice a week. So to get started, we're going to create a directory. Let's call it Canvas Messenger. All right, let's go into that. Now you're going to want to install a virtual environment. So you can use this command to download the library for creating virtual environments. I already have this installed, so I am just going to run virtual env. And what this does is it creates a virtual environment where you can install dependencies that are separate from other projects. So if we ls, we can see that this file or this folder is now in our project. So to activate this, we're going to run source venv /bin/activate. As you can see, it shows us that we've activated it. Also, if you want to deactivate, you can just run deactivate and it'll take off your virtual environment. So first of all, we're going to install some dependencies for this project. The first one is the requests library. Also, we're going to be installing the python.env library. All right, next we're going to create our environment variable file. So you're going to want to call it .env, and we're just going to edit it. So first of all, we're going to have some variables. They're going to be called username, SID. You can call them anything you want, but these are what I'm going to call them. CSRF. We're going to put our phone number in there, as well as our Canvas token. So for this project, you're going to want to create a PyTextNow account. Sorry, just a TextNow account. If you go to TextNow, it's free. You're going to want to create it here. If you go to settings in your TextNow account, you'll see your username right here. So that is what we're going to put in here. SID token, these are for PyTextNow. To find your SID token and CSRF token, which are needed to use the API, you're going to want to go to F12, click F12, which is developer options on Chrome. So just type SID in the filter here. First of all, you're going to want to go to cookies and textnow.com. If you type in SID as a filter, you're going to find your SID cookie. So you're going to copy paste that, and you're going to put it into the file. Also, you can put your CSRF token, which is right here, into your file. And finally, you're going to put your Canvas token and your phone number into the file. To find your Canvas token, you can go to your Canvas account and go to settings. As you can see here, if you just scroll down from the top, you can click new access token. Just make sure you copy and paste it and keep it in a secure place. You don't want to give out your Canvas token to anybody. So that's how you get all those tokens. Finally, you're going to put your phone number in here, and yeah, then you're going to click Control O, Control X, and we can clear. So I will go ahead and do those now off camera, and then we'll get back to it. All right, at this point we can install the package that we're going to need for the TextNow API. If you go to Google and you type in PyTextNow GitHub, you're going to see this first link pop up, and you want to click on that. So this is a really good GitHub project. It goes into depth about how to use this. You can read through all of this if you want. What you're going to want to do first is copy this URL to your clipboard. We're going to go back in and we're going to type in git clone and then paste in the URL. So we're cloning into this repository now. If we ls, we can see that we now have the folder in our project. So let's go into that folder. Alright, inside this folder, we have a few things we can look at. The first thing you're going to want to do is edit this requirements.txt file. I don't know why exactly, but you should get rid of this thing, the MIME types line. If you don't get rid of it, you won't be able to install the package for some reason. So there we go, we changed that. Let's clear now. Alright, next you're going to want to run python setup.py install, and this is going to install the API. Alright, let's run that. This can take a minute. Alright, now that it's installed, we can back up one folder and we can actually remove the PyTextNow folder. We already have it installed, so let's remove that. Just type y. Alright, and if we ls, we just have our venv. Perfect, so now we can actually start our Python file. So let's call it messenger.py, and we need to nano. Alright, so we're going to import PyTextNow as ptn. We're going to import requests. We're going to import OS, and we're also going to import we'll import from.env import load, what is it called, load .env. Let's we're going to run the load .env method, and basically this just loads your environment variables, which then you can access by for example, you can go username is equal to os.getEnv, and then you can search like with the key value pairs. So we're going to type in username. For the next step, I just want to show you that how the Python TextNow library actually works. So for example, we're going to create a client. So we're going to create a client which is equal to pytextnow.client. You're going to put in your username as well as your SID cookie, and also your CSRF cookie. So we need to get those from the env file. Get env. As well as the CSRF. Get env CSRF. And while we're at it, we can also import our phone number, which is equal to os.getEnv. Oops. And let's just get our canvas token as well. os.getEnv. I believe we called it canvas token. All right. So here we can set this parameter equal to SID. We can set this parameter equal to CSRF. So there is our client all set up. Now, for example, we can run client.send SMS. How does that work? Okay, there's an underscore. Send SMS. We're going to pass in our phone number, and then you can just pass in a message. So, for example, let's just say, hello world. All right. So if we save this and we run Python messenger.py, we can see that this actually works. Let's see. So this should actually come in. There we go. As you can see, we got the hello world. Perfect. As far as the canvas portion for this project goes, I'm not going to write out the entire code on video, but essentially you're going to want to put in these two lines. So this URL is just nice to have it in a variable. It allows you to access the API through the URL. And then this params, it's basically you need to input your canvas token, your API token, as well as I also, just reading through the API documentation, I realized that you need to include total scores, and that's how you get your actual grade information to be part of the JSON data. So we can say response is equal to request.get, and we're going to pass in the URL and the parameters. And what we can do with that is we can make it readable by calling response.json. All right, the next step is to just use simple Python to actually format this information into the strings that we want to send via text to the end user. So here's that Python code that basically formats the information that we get back from the API request. If you want to read through this, you can. Otherwise, finally, we're going to just call client.send SMS. We're going to pass in the phone number as we did before, and our message is just equal to message. All right, and if everything is working correctly, we should be able to run this. All right, it looks like I made a slight error here. This is supposed to be lowercase canvas token. All right, let's save this, see if it works. Great, so we just got this text. As you can see, it pulled my grade data and it sent it to me. Okay, so this is great. We have our Python script that works as intended, but the only problem is that we need to type in the Python command to actually run the file. So how do we automate this? Well, we're going to do something called Crontab. So Crontab is basically a tool in Linux that allows you to tell the system when to run certain tasks. So if you run crontab-e, it's going to pull up this file, and if you've never used Crontab before, it's probably going to have you set it up, choose an editor and whatnot. I'm just using Nano. But anyways, as you can see here, we have two tasks down here. The 0 stands for minutes, the 19 stands for hours, the star is for day of the month, and then the other star is for month. This is for day of the week. And then finally we have our command. So as you can see, I'm running on the 19th hour of every Tuesday and Thursday. These stars just mean that it'll run every day of the month, every month. And then here is the command. First, I'm running the Python command, and then I am running the actual Python file. So you're going to want to hit, after you type these out, you're going to hit Control O, enter Control X. And just like that, we've installed a new cron tab and our script is automated to run.